evening. Good Friday evening, everyone.
Hey, Barbara.
How's everybody doing?
Bam.
There's Rhonda. Hello, Rhonda. How are you?
Hey, Rhonda.
Kathy, how you doing? How's everybody doing Friday night? Terry, how are you? Brenda, how's everybody doing? So, Chris is back. She wasn't at the creeper. I know my shirt's all wrinkly. I just grabbed a t-shirt out of the drawer. Hello, Luann. How are you? Anna? Yeah,
Thank
we're
you,
both
Rhonda.
doing better.
Yeah.
Chris was a little run down there for a while. So it was up to me, the paranormal savior, to go to the creeper gallery alone and
Have
to
used the crown, yes.
subject myself to whatever
And you did.
and whenever.
Didn't you?
I did.
You threw yourself right in it.
Good to have you both.
Before John jumps into what he's going to talk about, I just really want to quick say to everybody that's watching that please, 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 if anybody reaches out to you, I don't care if it's a celebrity or you think it's a celebrity on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and they ask you for money or they solicit, hey, I'll give you a reading for 100, or you have a curse that's on your family, please understand it is a scam. Someone that we know, it happened to them. They reached out to us, asked them if it was the real deal, and we confirmed it wasn't. This person was scammed. And John talked to the individual that someone pretended to be to make sure, and she came right across and said, anytime anyone solicits you and reaches out to you asking you for something, they are not legit. It is a scam. And like I said, I don't care if it's a celebrity. I don't care if it's a very famous psychic medium or anyone else that you follow, that you love. It would be like John and I reaching
She's
out
talking
to
about like the fan, celebrity
fans,
pages.
yeah.
If you follow them and they immediately instant message you back and say, "Hey, it's me. Would you like a reading? Would you like?"
They don't do that.
No, they don't do
that.
that.
They would never do
they
that.
Don't solicit
There's no one legit, famous or not, who would solicit you for. You reach out to them and you ask them if you want a reading or whatever. But please, 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 please be very aware. These things are taking over. It's happening all the time. We know friends of ours whose pages are being stolen and people are imitating them all the time and soliciting. John and I will reiterate and we'll keep saying this because we want to protect you guys from this type of stuff. But this is persons out thousands of dollars and they're never going to get it back. And we feel really bad about that. And that's why I just want to say real quick, please do not send money or gifts to someone who's soliciting you. Don't do it. Even if you think it's the real deal, please do not do it. That's pretty much all I wanted to say. I don't want to see anyone else getting taken in like this person was.
Hey, Katie. How are you? Oh, Katie, I haven't seen you in forever. Carrie, Robert. Yeah, lots of pages.
It's happening to a lot of them. And these people that are hijacking are taking their money and making it like say, I'll give this person. It was somebody who said it was Amy Allen. It's this person posed as Amy Allen, said that you have a curse on your family. For $100, I'll help you. I'll travel out to your house and do a blessing or whatever. But I need $2,000 for this. I need $4,000 for that. Those are all scams. And listen, everybody thinks that we're all above getting scammed, and it's not true. The scammers play on our vulnerabilities. That's as simple and as true as it is. And we all like to think that our hero is reaching out to us and asking, we can be those, because that's why scammers are so good at what they do. They reach out to the good people and take advantage of the good people. So please just be aware of that. It's going on and it's very rampant. Don't give money to anybody unless there's a service involved and you sought out the service, not the other way around. Don't touch it. That's all. I just had to get that off my chest. I've been very upset about it.
Hello, Tim. How are you? Amy Allen.
No, Amy Allen is not a scammer. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about somebody posed as her.
Go ahead, Vandalist. You brought this stuff up.
No. I hope, Katie, that you're not saying that she's a scammer. I'm hoping you're just asking a question about that. Amy Allen is not a scammer. She didn't scam. It was someone pretending to be Amy Allen. That is what I'm saying. And well, I don't want this to be about bashing anybody or getting involved in any of that aspect of it. So that's what I'm just saying. So I'm assuming, yeah, that was a mistake. Oh shit, sorry. Thank you. Why are you looking at me like that?
Just wonder what you get us into sometimes.
No,
anyway.
I'm not getting into anything other than the fact is I don't want people to get scammed. I don't want people I want people to understand that there are people out there that are fakes, that they're not who they say they are. And do not send them money if they're reaching out to you and soliciting. Yeah, they are. I agree.
Anyway, yeah, that's my point, Katie. I don't want any of that going on and us being blamed for getting in the mix of or involved in any of this stuff, which is why you got to be careful. Anyway, when I left you last, I was at the Creeper Gallery in New Hope, Pennsylvania. I was there alone, and I was investigating a few items, and two of the things. One was like a sewing bird thing. It was kind of weird.
Is it like that? Was it that wrist thing that they put on?
No,
it has like a little mirror on it.
Yeah, a little mirror. And
yeah, that's what it is. It sits on it wraps around the wrist, and they put their needles in it, and then it's got a little mirror.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And that was kind of a little bit here and there. And then the other thing I did was the Ouija board, and Donna had been talking to me about doing that Ouija board for a few weeks, and I, like everyone else, I thought there was only one Ouija board, and it was the one that we had already done. But it turns out there was another one that was buried in Nevada, and she's like, no, you got to do that one. And I'm like, all right. So I did have 3 items originally, and the other one was dark too. And I just clipped the entire Ouija board thing. I condensed it into a 10-minute reel, and there's some good stuff there. I mean, it was Ouija boards are tricky, you never know what you're going to get. And that Ouija board was pretty good initially with everything that was going on with it, with the static detector, the lights going off above me, the EVPs that I got, some really good EVPs too. And, I purposely, I'm not going to use the planchette because it never works for me, but I put my hands on it.
You did?
I put my hands on top of it and I put it in my lap.
Okay.
And I got some good stuff, and it gave me a headache. And Donna reached out the next day, and she was asking me, how you feeling? And I told her I just had a headache, a little rundown, nothing kind of lingering that much, but that was definitely not worth me doing another one after that. Because
what was it? What did it seem like it was dark, or did it seem like
something was attached to it for sure, and not real friendly. And like I said, I spent a lot of time, more time than I thought I did, because going back and watching it again, it was 45 minutes or more that I spent just on that Ouija board. And I don't remember it being that long, but
wow,
it was that long. And like I said, it was pretty good. You never know.
It's out of curiosity, because we normally don't spend that kind of time on one object.
Sometimes
unless it's really, really act. But I mean,
40 minutes.
But usually when you have a set that you like to do 3 in a night, what stopped you? What made it where you concentrated on just that?
And it was 2 other things too. That speaker. Oh my God. I'm literally just getting into it, talking to the Ouija board, and the static fingers went off right on top of the Ouija board. And my speaker that was next to me just screeched really, really, really loud. And I'm looking all around, like I thought it was coming from my tablet, because I was looking at the comments on my tablet. And I grabbed my tablet and I turned down the volume. I'm like, no, the volume's down. I'm like, where's that coming from? and the speaker, I grabbed it and I heard it, and I turned it off. I waited 5 seconds and I turned it back on, and then it was fine.
And this is when you were doing the Ouija board?
Yeah, this is.
Were you using the speaker?
No, it was just laying next to me, and you have to see it. It was really, really.
So I'm going to go back and ask you the same question again. Why did you get centered on the Ouija board? What was it that kept you on it?
Because I was having interaction.
A lot of interaction?
Yeah, and I wanted to see what I can get from it. So I also had another really weird thing happen that has never happened before, ever. And I live for like the first time, like type of things that happen. Where I usually am, I had the flashlight across from me, so I was illuminated, and the corner where we usually put, the object on the table that has the top and the bottom. In that corner, I caught myself looking at me, like I saw my face in the corner, and it wasn't up in the window where the cursed box is, it was in the corner. And I went to turn my head and I saw me looking at me, and I freaked out. I was like, what the hell? That was like crazy weird. I never seen anything like that before.
Wow. Yes, it was. You said about your face and the feeling and seeing that reflection on back at you, and it was above you.
So that kind of freaked me out a little bit. That, along with the speaker and the 2 EVPs I got. I can't remember the EVP that I got. There was one really good one, and then it said something about kill me. But the first one was really, really good. I can't remember. It said something like you can't stop it, because I was talking about burying it. What happened if it were buried again, like they did in the ground, and it said you can't stop it.
So this Ouija board was buried out in Nevada desert.
That's according to...
and somebody dug it up.
No, yeah, obviously.
What's wrong with people?
Wound up in the...
Some things are not meant to be
disturbed. And on the little box that I have that has the words programmed to do to like the obelisk, it said it was sad. I'm sad. So...
I have a funny feeling you're going to go back to that again.
No, I think that one's pretty much one that you just put. But after that, I had another one that was supposedly in an oddity store in Indiana, that the guy who owned the store said it was his mission by God to open the store and have these items. And they thought there was really bad juju attached to that one. So I finished with the Ouija board, and I was kind of like, whew, like kind of everything that had happened with the reflection and all that. And I looked at this other item and I'm like, no. I'd be the first one to jump back in there with.
But I think there's another thing that because when he came home, well, actually before he got home, I called him when it was getting later because I was worried about him. And
I didn't know that, Katie.
What?
Remember we went over her in Steve's house. Holte, Steve and Katie, they live in Jersey too. They work and they make these really cool ghost boxes that that are not really like the ones that everybody else makes. And Katie made like a Shack Hack box, remember? And he gave it to us because I wanted to try one out.
I think it was blue.
Yeah, and I still have it. It's in my bag over there. But I'm sure they've made, a ton more since then. I've seen their website. But it'd be cool to use some of those, Katie, on our investigations. If you're ever open for that.
Feel better, Katie.
Letting us, borrow one or two. And maybe, again, you could sell them based on, our investigations. We could try them out. And when we do a live at the Creeper Gallery or whatever, we could demonstrate and see how well they work. And I'm sure that wouldn't hurt, So tomorrow we're back at Liberty Hall.
But I did want to say real quick before you get into Liberty Hall.
John, your ghost magnet.
We're gonna go back to when you left there, and you were halfway home, and I called you, and you said that since you had done the Ouija board, that you were very, very dehydrated and you needed to get a drink.
Yeah. I was kind of drained. That's why I didn't go to the next object, because I was just like, I felt like I had been in like a marathon, you know.
That's all he
I was
kept
just
saying.
tired.
He was like, he couldn't stay on the phone to talk to me because he was so thirsty that he had to stop at Wawa and he had to get a drink. Because he was like, he said, my mouth is dry. Just like, I'm so drained. And I'm just like, so that was kind of weird.
It's a hell of a way to put it, Katie. I don't know if I would have described it that way, but I get it.
Oh my God.
This is a family show, Katie. We don't talk like that here. Yeah, that was kind of cool. Again, going there alone and doing that. And I was just, sometimes you're taken by surprise with some of these things. And that was one of them. You know, one Ouija board, that first Ouija board was meh. And then that one kind of surprised me. I wasn't ready for that. And again, you wish you could kind of record. I wish we had like a camera crew where we could record every angle of that room, that face in the corner. It was one of those things where the object was there and I just went to turn my head towards where the camera was to say something to the camera. And as I turned, I saw my face in the corner just
looking back at
and
yourself.
I didn't have glasses on.
What?
Yep.
That's not the glass where what sits protected and closed, is it?
No, that's up above. This was in the corner where the felt is, or whatever that is.
That's where you saw it at?
In that corner. Yep. There's no glass at all over there.
It's
up
just
above.
Cloth.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
So I was
freaking out with that, and again, what you guys don't see after it's all done is that you have to take it all apart. You got to put everything back. You got to turn the lights out everywhere, and then you got to carry your stuff back to your car. So having to turn the lights out and knowing I was done, I really had to. I was kind of freaked out, But anyway. Yeah, that was true too, right? What? Tina, you did mention that during the live, that she said she heard a voice say interesting. That was kind of weird too. And again, the reason I mentioned the whole Ouija board thing is too because I put a meme up that what happens when you don't close the Ouija board or say goodbye or something.
Yeah.
And it was a person laying in a bed in the dark and they're like facing that way. And then there's a face behind them. And 1 million people liked it and 1 million people shared it. And people were commenting on it. And one of the people that did comment on it, people were going back and forth, the usual, Ouija boards are fake. Ouija boards are terrible. I've had this happen to me. No, it's never happened. I've used them and had nothing but good experiences with them. So I contacted the one person who said there was like death and all these things associated with her Ouija board experience. And I'm trying to get her to come on. She's going to let me know tonight if she could come on maybe next week and talk about it. Cause it was, it was a good paragraph. Yeah. And, but that brings up the point again where, we do these discussions rather than, comment on the meme. If you guys want to come on here now and talk about your thoughts on Ouija boards, your experiences with Ouija boards. The link is up right now, New Jersey Paranormal, right over there somewhere in the corner. Chris just put it up. So you click on that link, you're backstage. You just allow your mic, allow your camera, and you could come on and you could tell your story, whether you used it and nothing happened, or whether you used it and something did happen, or you continue to use it and what happens when you use it for whatever purposes. You could come on, or any other, again, paranormal experiences that you've had with anything, in your home, wherever you've been. If you want to talk about something or ask a question or talk about a particular subject, then we could do that too. But the Ouija board thing is really fascinating to me because, again, every time I post anything about a Ouija board, a funny meme, anything, there's always that debate going back and forth between.
And again, it's true. People.
Robert said they have an old haunted Ouija board. Robert, how do you know it's haunted? Where did you get it from? This is what I mean. Come on board, Robert.
Yeah, click on the link, Robert. Come on and talk about it. We'd love to hear it.
I love talking to you, Robert, about all things paranormal.
I don't know. It's on there.
The link?
Yeah.
Spirit tried to knock, what's that bird mirror thing out of your hand? The spirit. I don't remember that, Rhonda. Again, maybe that's something I don't remember trying to knock anything out of my hand. But again, the Ouija board, it's such a weird thing, people swear that it's people swear that it is what it is. Abandoned house. Okay. People swear that it is a open portal to the spirit world, and you're opening it up and you never know what's going to come in. And you have to, there's a certain way to open and close it and yada, yada, yada. I would argue that you're doing that whenever you're openly communicating with spirits anyway. There really is no difference at all between you you're using your energy and you're allowing yourself to almost be like a channeling tool.
I mean, it's not a phone. You're not picking it up and dialing out.
You are voluntarily allowing yourself to be the vessel. You're putting your hands on there and you're asking the spirit to now work through you to manipulate the planchette. That I get.
Okay.
I get it. But I also think that you do that every time you openly communicate with spirits as well. I think that being anywhere and just reaching out to the spirit world, if there is such a thing, or the spirits that are around you in any particular building, that you are inviting them into your space. You're saying now, come in, you're welcome to come near me, interact with me, do whatever. I'm inviting you. Let's
be logical about this, okay?
No, I refuse.
A Ouija board was created by man, right? That's
So it was a pendulum, so it was a spirit box, so it was a recorder,
so I could go and create something in my private shop, in my little mad scientist lab, that I say that can be something that I can use to communicate with the dead. And then if for whatever reason it gets out into the world, the whole crazy world, and everybody says, oh, this is awesome, it's great. And then you have the debate, like, oh, when you're communicating with this device, you're bringing in demons, or it's all on the intent. And I've always said this, and you've said, I think it's all about the people that are doing it, the energies, the intent, and the reasons why they're doing it. I think that's why you have that coin of some people don't believe in it. They've had no experiences. Some people have had good experiences, and some people have had bad. That's because we all have different types of energies. We all have different intentions, and we're all looking for different answers. Or some people are towards the dark side. Some people are towards the light side. And some people just, nope.
Some people are dark.
Don't believe it at all.
Or Luke Skywalker.
Hey,
dark, the light.
May the force be with you.
That's right.
Good or bad.
On the dark side. You would have said that.
But I think sometimes we can get too deep into, is this evil or is this good? When what really is, anything is good until you change the dynamics of what it's supposed to be for.
I don't necessarily believe that either.
I do.
I think intent is part of it, but it also depends on what's around you. I mean, again,
yes.
You could have the best of intentions in the world and walk through
you don't go
a prison where a million prisoners died and murdered each other, going into sunshine and rainbows. Nothing can hurt me.
I agree
and
with
something
you on
bad can happen.
Because you just walked into your little area of darkness, going into a prison. Of course, if you're going to open a channel, but the problem, but here's the thing: if you're just sitting in a regular place and the energy is neutral and there's not any. You went to a really extreme. If you go into an asylum, you're going to get the same thing, I think. I don't think you're going to get this happy-go-lucky, great, wonderful experience. I think you could actually
what does intent have anything to do with it?
Because I think when you're just sitting down, people who were doing Ouija boards when we were younger weren't sitting in haunted homes doing this. They were just doing it because they were messing around. Even I did it. We were in a little playhouse with a Ouija board and stuff and playing with it. We didn't. I do believe it's the individual.
You talk about the Hat Man and all that. You just offered up proof that
That was
you
later.
invited him in.
Later. That was much later. That
So
we played
after the Hat Man, you used the Ouija board.
I didn't.
Again,
but you have to understand.
Inviting something.
I was 13. I still didn't understand what was happening, what was going on, and why I was experiencing what I was experiencing. So if you don't have answers, you don't know what you're getting into.
Here. Move. Is it the people's energy? He from the hands. What makes it move is the people, Teresa. Plain and simple. That's what makes the table tip. That's what makes the planchette move. That's what makes dowsing rods move, unless there's water nearby.
That's how you feel.
I don't get into any of that, but that's me. That's just me. Anyway, but again, I'm hoping that this person does come on, and she had to talk to her husband about it, because I guess there were things that involved him and her, or maybe their family or whatever. So we want to make sure everybody's comfortable and everybody is okay with talking about it. And, before someone comes on, and I know people are kind of hesitant about that. I mean,
yeah, we get that.
Not everybody's like me. I mean, I'll share whatever, whenever. It doesn't bother me, as long as it's not about my kids or, family. Then yeah, I'm not going to share that stuff, because it's my kids and my family. But anything other than that, sure, I'll talk about, pretty much. Please hug my husband after. Wow, Katie, that's a cheery thought. I'll keep that in mind if I'm around. Whoa, that wasn't me. I don't know what that was. Did I knock something down? My gadgets? Oh, my picture.
Yeah.
So,
I hope you find a better place, Kathy. Katie. I hope that things resolve themselves. I know things are pretty dark for you right now, but I hope they get better.
So tomorrow, we are going back to Liberty Hall. I posted the Liberty Hall event with Adam Berry. I haven't really. We talked about that a little bit. Would like to know your opinions on
no,
orbs.
You don't, Karen.
Karen, you want to know my opinion on orbs?
No, you don't, Karen.
I'll tell you really, really quick. 95% of them are dust or bugs, and maybe 5 to 10% are real spirit anomaly energy. That's the truth. I could put an IR camera, infrared, night vision in anyone's house who's watching this right now, and I will find orbs. Without a doubt.
Yeah.
No matter what, no matter where, outside as well. No matter what. So I see some fun tomorrow. But that's how I feel about it. I've seen real spirit anomalies. I've seen real orbs that are glowing and illuminating, but very rare.
I woke up in my 30s to I was in my 30s. I was right before I had surgery on my neck. I was in a little twin bed, and I woke up in a small room, and these two white lit anomalies were flickering around and flying all over the place. They were huge.
So you just had your surgery?
No, it was before my surgery.
Before your surgery?
It was before my surgery.
You were home?
Yep. It was literally 2 days before I was to go in for my surgery. Oh, you're funny. See, he poo-poos everything, and I'm fine with that. But that was that, and they were shocked. All I could say, the reaction is when I looked up and I saw him. I guess I wasn't supposed to wake up and see him, but it was a lightness to him, and it was like supportive. It just felt really good. And this guy's like, see, he doesn't believe in this stuff, and this is why we are so different,
She's 37 now. Did you hear that?
Oh my God. I love you, girl. I'm actually going to be 56 this year. Huh.
Too old for me. That's the truth. Anyway, Adam Berry, May 5th and 6th at Liberty Hall. We're going to be there tomorrow. That event sold out. Joining us, Robert and Sandra Bandov. Do I always butcher that name? I'm sure I do. They're going to be with us tomorrow at that event. So if you're coming to that event, extra treat for you, because again, Robert has more gadgets than James Bond, and he's really into experimenting and doing things as much as as much as I am, and even more so with different things, and that's a really cool building to experiment, try different things in different places. So that should be a fun event. If you're coming to that one and you bought tickets for that, I mean, that's why I kind of mentioned it, because we're doing that one. That one sold out really quick.
Yeah.
But then we're going back there in May, but we'll be with Adam. So Adam will be doing his meet and greet, and then Adam will be doing 2-hour ghost hunts that we're going to be involved in. So if you want to come to that, again, tickets are still available. You got to go to Adam's website. I put it on the link there. But that'll be the only time we're at Liberty Hall, probably up until November. We're going to be going back there in November again, around before the holidays get kicking, but May, and then all the way till November. So you want to get tickets to that, come meet Adam, come do the ghost hunt. We've never ghost hunt with Adam before, so I'm curious what that'll be like for you guys to do that.
That's nice of you, Katie. Thank you.
But the other thing, again, with Cody Satori and Dustin, is the week after, in May 13th. Notice I have to keep the wheel on the road and just keep.
That's right. You're the conductor.
Otherwise, we'll have shout outs and
Woo-hoo.
things the whole way. That I believe the VIP ghost hunt is officially sold out for that. Cody Satori, us, and Dustin
yeah.
Parry. But if you want to come during the day and meet Cody Satori and Dustin and see the haunted objects and hear the lectures that they're going to be giving and do a tour of the mine, there's still tickets available for that. So, again, all that stuff's on Facebook and the website and all that other stuff. But those are the things we're kind of looking forward to that are coming up in the near future. The investigation of Rutherford Hall will be in March. We kind of settled on 2 dates. One date we'll be doing live, the other one we won't. So that's something to look forward to as well. And lots more dates that are going to be announced after May. I mean, they're going to be one after the other, in lots of different places too. Camp Evans, if you haven't been, awesome place. The mine, of course, there'll be more mine dates, of course. So lots to do with New Jersey Paranormal throughout the rest of the year, all the way till the end of the year. Because we don't stop, ever. And Para Unity's in November. So you don't have tickets for that. You got to get them, because they're going to be available online November 4th and 5th. We got a great lineup this year. 2 days. The people you've seen on our live streams, Dalen, the other Ghost Brother guys, Ghost Hunters, Destination Fear, all those guys are going to be there. So, and we'll be there. So
that's a bonus.
Someone could say, others wouldn't. So, but that's, again, Chris is going to put the link up if anybody wants to talk about anything, anybody wants to bring up any subject.
We're open.
We have a blast at all your events, you guys. Yeah, thank you, Brian. We appreciate that. Again, we do our best, at these events. You can't plan anything. You just go into these events with an open mind. You try your best to communicate with the spirits that are there any way that you can, and whatever happens. So, well, again, I always say I'm going to live stream before the events, and I really have every intention of doing that.
But you get caught up in a lot of stuff.
But unfortunately, when you're the person who has to worry about all the social media and scheduling the events, and it's not easy to keep up with all that. That's why I'm grateful when people like Danielle will be there tomorrow. Danielle takes pictures of everything, and then I just steal that.
And Danielle knows that Chris busts her butt setting up stations and all of the stuff for what's going to happen. No, but you were sitting there saying how you have nothing. You're the guy that's doing it all. And
Nancy's going to be there too.
Yes.
I didn't realize that. Nancy and John, huh? I like Nancy and John.
Yep.
But yeah, so there's a lot coming up. And we're gonna be really, really busy. I want to keep my eye on the live stream and keep doing this stuff and filling you guys in and what happened. And of course, we're going to be going back to the Creeper Gallery once a week or once every other week, and investigating more objects. There's always more objects there that I'm, fascinated with
So what's this other
investigating.
dark object that you just didn't
It
touch?
was like a statue. It wasn't anything creepy looking. It was it looked like a bronze maybe statue of a young man. It kind of looked like Huckleberry Finn type of outfit where he had one of those fishing hats on and the long pants on.
But it's supposed to be something dark.
And he was holding something in his hand. Yeah. They don't all look like Satan, the dark ones.
No, I know.
Look at didn't John Zaffis have like a Winnie the Pooh and a Humpty Dumpty? He really did.
Yeah.
We got to get back over there and do a live stream from his museum. I got to talk him into that because I know he's afraid that I'll just start investigating stuff and messing with him, making things worse there. But we got to get over there. Hey, John, how you doing? But definitely got to get over there because his museum is just so freaking cool. So cool. And again, you go back, haunted objects are sort of the fad now. They're kind of everywhere. Everybody has them. Everybody's investigating them, selling them, whatever. When we were doing this, 2018, I have one of our first investigations on my videos from the Creeper. Now that's 5 years ago now.
Yeah, and that's not even talking about what we were doing before that because we did a show on that.
Yeah, but I'm just saying there weren't a lot of people investigating haunted objects or even owning them, except for again the Warrens, John Zaffis and other people like that. And now they're kind of like everywhere, and it's cool in a way, but it's like, when we first got together with Donna, again, like she said, we were in there for a cable access show just to interview her and to talk about the shop. And then I said, hey, let us investigate the shop. And we investigate the shop. And then I'm like, let us come in and investigate the objects. And she did. And from there, we went and we became part of, the Creeper Gallery and what they do. And that Donna acquires the objects from everywhere and anywhere. She researches them. The mediums, whoever they are, they've been different through the years. They read
their
them.
Impression.
Yeah. And then we come in and try to document whatever we can. And our method has been developed over 5 years in the way we do it and how we approach them and what we're trying to get out of them. But, like I said, it is kind of weird to see, people doing this kind of TikTok and all these other places. And I'm just like, yeah, it's kind of cool, but I've been doing that a while, woman's, I don't know what that means. Have y'all
Like
ever sort of, kind of, Melissa, it wasn't an actual Dybbuk box per se. This was more of a Christian. It had a cross on it. And
it was a curse box.
Yeah, that's what we call it, the curse box, because it was supposedly a guy who was affluent and his family. The guy married a woman of lower stature who didn't have any money. The family didn't like that idea, and they killed this woman. And they took some of her personal belongings and put it in this box, sealed it with wax.
And I wonder if it wasn't
nails.
because she haunted him.
Well, they were trying to prevent this woman from cursing them and haunting them, so they buried it. And
it was a long story with
that thing.
Oof.
I encourage you to go on our YouTube channel and watch that. I think it's a 2-parter, maybe. That was probably the worst thing we've ever.
It's a box that nobody touches. It's under lock and key and under protection. Nobody touches it.
Never get rid of that thing. I don't think.
That's on lockdown.
Dangerous. I wouldn't describe many items as dangerous. That's a dangerous item. For sure.
That and that book.
For sure.
That religious book.
That was sad. Sad. I mean, it was scary as hell when we opened it and then what happened after. I want stuff about. That was the censors. That was another one. The censors belonged to 2 priests who performed exorcisms, and they both were. One was murdered. His throat was slit by a pedophile. And the other one, he fell off a step ladder, but he told everyone he developed like a brain thing,
Embolism.
aneurysm or
Yeah,
swelling.
aneurysm,
And he told everyone that will listen that he was pushed off that stool by a demon. And you don't mess with those things either because they bite back
Well, the
too.
one was the one whose throat was slit right in the church.
Yeah, that was
That's
the
the
sad
sad
part about
part.
the dog for sure.
But those,
That was
I don't like those sensors at all.
Teddy.
We were doing an event. I wouldn't touch them. They were touching them, and they affected me. And we don't do that no more. Nope. There's certain things in my company they can't do.
Yeah, that's why when I get in there without her, I do all the dark stuff. I had the sensors for 5 minutes and felt it. Yeah.
Yeah, they affect you, Jay, big time.
That's Jay. Jay's in the Creeper Gallery more than Donna.
Oh, that's right, Kathy. You were there. You saw what happened.
You can hear old interviews on that website. YouTube. If you go on YouTube, there's all of our old interviews from our cable access show. We had a great time doing that. Problem was it was a half hour. I mean, you can't get much in a half hour. You know, you have like 10 questions in your hand and you get to like 3 of them.
Like fire rapper, like boom, 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 boom.
We were good at it though, man. We could hit that mark. I'll tell you something about that interview show too. If you go back and watch it, if you go back on now, I'm sitting one side, Chris is sitting on the other so that we're facing each other. Now, the people with the cue cards were behind her where I could see them, you know, and so I could see them holding up 5 minutes, 2 minutes, 3 minutes. So I always knew like what the last question had to be, like to wrap things up. I had to make a final statement. Thank you for watching New Jersey Paranormal. We'll see you soon. And then, okay, cut. I would always try to end it. And then this one here would just inject something else. Where I was literally like,
it was important.
I look over them, they're holding up the card 1 minute. She's like, yeah, so another point I would want to bring up. And I'm like, let's develop a signal where literally I'm moving my finger like out of the camera range in my lap to let her know that we're within. Like, she didn't care. She didn't look. She just right through it. And so many times I was like, yeah. Okay, well, thanks for watching, everyone. Have a good day. Gotta go. Boom.
I gotta keep him on his toes, you know? This guy who's always driving the ship, you know?
And it was like, oh my God. But I enjoyed that show a lot, which led us to do this, honestly, because once we started doing this during the pandemic, we basically brought on a lot of the same people that we had interviewed for the cable access show. And we kind of redid the interview on a longer format so that we could dive further. One of the guys I'll never forget, Frank St. James, God rest his soul. Yes. Frank passed. Good guy. What a career. He was a psychic detective like Nancy. What's Nancy's last name? Orlin? I can't remember her last name. But Frank had done it all. Worked with detectives, solved a lot of, you know, murders and missing person.
He was very involved.
He wrote a couple of books and whatever. But by the time we interviewed Frank, he was 81, 82. And, you know, we had all these questions that we wanted to ask him about his book and all the cases that he worked on. And he just wanted to talk about the war and being in a tin can
and you know, what that entails.
And we were just like, we're not going to.
And we tried to get him on point. We tried, because he had some fascinating cases, but for him, they were like, I've done this already. And I just want to talk about my old golden days. And like, that was probably one of the hardest interviews we'd ever done.
And we actually did do one interview where it was the only show we didn't air. We basically, we didn't stop. We would go for the full half hour. Like, we could have stopped if we wanted to and redid things again, but we didn't do it. But we interviewed a woman. I can't remember what the subject was. It might have been psychic kids. And this is before Judy Kay. Judy Kay came in and redid the show, but this person was before Judy. We pre-interviewed her on the phone.
It was great.
Great pre-interview.
Great.
All the questions. We were vibing. We were the chemistry was good. We got her on the show. She actually did like a costume change. She came dressed in something and changed. Got on the set and she told the same story over and over. And we were even leading her down to stuff she had told us before.
We were trying
and she
to.
still was just like,
no.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So that show ended, and I would always go to the Lee, who was the director, and I would say, "How was it?" I would always every show, how was it? And he would tell me, "Great," or "No, it was still good." And this one, he was like, and I'm like, "Yeah, we're not going to air that one." And he's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "I'm sorry if we're going to waste your time, studio time, and everything on that, but I don't feel good putting that one out there."
There was no information. There was nothing. It was,
long.
and let me tell you, when you're on that set for 30 minutes, it seems like a lifetime when you're trying to get something to work and you're trying to save something and salvage, and it just
sometimes a half hour goes by in a blink.
Oh, it goes too fast.
I kept waiting for them to hold up the sign that we were halfway through or 10 minutes left. And it was torture. It wasn't coming at
Listen,
all.
And the truth of the matter is when we would sit in, and I do miss going to the studio and doing it, because they would get so involved, the camera people and the people that were doing the lighting and everything, they would get so involved and watching, and you could see their faces. Yeah. Their reactions actually fed us. It's really strange because you're not supposed to pay attention to them, but you would see their faces and like their mouths drop open, or just they're like, and that fed you. And when we were doing, and they were all just like,
yeah, I'd wind up talking to them. I'd wind up talking to them, or when I made a joke, I'd look over to see if they laughed at the joke, and I'd kind of point at them. And we had the same thing happen when we did when we filmed with Kindred Spirits. It's hard to ignore the cameramen are there. They're there. Yeah. Like they're supposed to be invisible, but they're literally like on you. And you're like, holy crap, did you guys hear that too? And they're like,
don't
like
look at me.
Pointing over there. And that's why who knows if we'll ever get on TV, but those were good times. I miss going in the studio. I know we could do that again if we wanted to, and they want us to. It's just the half-hour format doesn't work. It's just too short for what we want to cover. I mean, look at the Dayland interview. Look at all the other interviews we did. You just can't get enough information in 30 minutes sometimes,
Yeah, and it's hard to get people into the studio.
Well, now we could do the streaming like this, but I mean, it's just, I don't know. So, like I said, ultimately, I would love to stream to show you guys what like the before the event looks like, because if you're not from Jersey and you never attended our event, it would be cool for you to see kind of like what that looks like when people are coming in and they're sitting down, and because we do know a lot of people that attend our events, but there are also new people that come, which we like. We like the mixture because the people who've been there before kind of welcome in the new people, and they do make them feel like part of the community.
They do.
And they wind up being friends by
We've got Kathy on here, and Deb, you guys have all been to, Deb's been, and they come by themselves, and they're not by themselves. I mean, anyone and everyone that we always tell people, and Lynn does it, and
I'll have to run down the list.
No, I know. I'm just in my head. It's
I
just
see
like,
Mary and I see Susan.
They all come and they started off with, they just came alone. They didn't come with someone. And we always get messages, well, there's only one of me, so I can't get someone to come. And we're just like, but you won't be alone. We're that type of group, and the people that come to the events where they just grab a hold of you and bring you right in and include you in everything. And before you know it, you got a lifelong friend.
Romper room. See, Louis remembers.
Yeah, I don't care.
I remember. I used to pray that they would call my name, but they didn't. And you think John was like the most common name in the world back then?
You literally sat there and waited for them to call your name? Oh, I knew they were never calling my name, so I didn't even bother.
But yeah, Danielle's right. We try to curate a community. That's what we've strived for online.
And we're not the only ones creating it. The people that are coming are creating it.
No, we have created though. You can't. Religion just didn't come about. Supposedly God created that in Jesus, so you can't just say
we put the form out there to create it. But the people who came and joined are such good people that
I've made so many friends from your events. Thank you, Kathy. We appreciate that, and we, doing what we do as much as we do. When you start in February, and I know because I'm the one who does it, and you make that schedule and you see the amount of dates, especially as you get older year after year, it looks very daunting. when you're looking at all those dates. And then you think of the year before and you go, we did all this before and before that and before that and before that. And I'm happy and satisfied after every year. I really
Yeah.
am. I mean, I feel
I know
good.
you are.
I know we supported so many places
Yep.
and we raised a lot of money and we made a lot of friends and we brought a lot of people to all
I
these
agree with
different
you.
places. And it's satisfying. But yeah, as you get a little bit older, it does.
You take a
You
beating.
look at that mountain, it looks a little higher than it did the year before and the year before that. You're like, shoot, I got to start at the bottom here and go up. But then you see the looks on people's faces and you see the friends that you've made year after year, time after time.
And honestly, because you stay on top of it and you do book all of this, there's more opportunities that come. I mean, 100%, I'm going to give this guy complete credit for what he deserves, is that he's always looking to bring in a different site and another place to for people to go and investigate and discover. And this is all because of the hard work that he does.
But the older ones are great.
Oh, but that's not what I'm saying.
No,
You're
I'm
always
just
trying
saying.
to bring something
And
into the mix and make it, so it's
Yeah.
not dun, 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 dun. Okay, that's a great place. We've been there a few times. Let's throw something new in.
No,
And you do
I like
that.
them both.
Every
I
year
like the
you
old
do
ones,
that.
I like
And
the new
it's
ones.
like, it keeps it new. But that makes you appreciate when you go back into a building that you normally do. When you've been to one that's new and it's like you're getting to know the new baby.
Well, again,
this one's growing with you and changing, and this one's the new one, and then you get to bring that into the fold and grow with that too.
When you do what we do, the paranormal has good and bad, like everything else in this world. Unless you're in it, you don't know what that means. Once you're in it, you know what that means. You can be in it for a day and you'll find out what that means.
Yeah.
There's a lot of dog eat dog, ego, just not good people.
People are people
in this field. Yet there's great people in this field. We've met both.
Yeah.
And through the years, and but it gets to be really, really, you wouldn't believe the stuff that goes on. And it's the same with the people that run these buildings and organize these events, and that sometimes they have to find out the hard way that they open their building up to the wrong group and they break something that's irreplaceable, or they break into rooms that they shouldn't be in, or people come back at night and they try to break into the whatever. And there's like I said, there's good and bad with this stuff. So we've been doing this long enough to where we're kind of trusted. People,
No, we're
like I said,
fortunate.
that
We're
a
lucky.
library reached out to me and wanted us to do 5 dates in October, all across New Jersey, different libraries. And I was just like, God, how are we going to do that on top of everything else? But we, and that's, Brian, I couldn't have said it any better. Here's what New Jersey Paranormal has always been about. When we first started to where we are now, it's always been about trying to educate people, trying to, at least if you have that what if in your mind, expanding upon that some, hopefully by the time you leave, educating people on, what you're really seeing when you watch these shows and the theories behind what they're doing and how they're doing it, and
Possibilities.
the possibility, because there's a million of them. Personable in that, yes,
We are who we are. We're not pretentious. There's nothing false.
No, but you
about
are
us.
with each one of us, and we're
yeah.
all different, and fun. Fun's a big part of it too.
Yeah.
We try to keep it and make it all those things so that we're not kind of like we're not just people that are part of something going into a building, doing it because.
No, we all love this. We all love this. We all enjoy this. We all believe in this. This means something to us.
Pandemic, and it has entertained my curiosity. Christopher, that's the whole idea, was that when we did this during the pandemic, we said it before, it was for our sanity as well as hopefully yours as well. But it was, I should say, I never envisioned myself as a one-trick pony. I've been doing ghost hunting and doing events since 2009 or before. So events are natural for me. I love being in front of people. I love trying to teach them. I love making them laugh,
You do.
even though I'm an introvert. But I also love this part of it as well. I love the community aspect. I love that we have the following that we have. There's no bigger kick for me than seeing social media photos of New Jersey Paranormal. You know, people wearing the shirts or the hats or coming to our events with that stuff on. And because there was no New Jersey Paranormal. That came from nowhere. It came from here.
That's
And now
community. That's what we
yeah.
see. It's not that the label, the brand, it's actually when we see people showing up with those shirts, the hats, what the mug, whatever they're getting. It's just a community thing.
And that's not
and
a
that's what
plug for
makes
you
it
guys to
feel.
go out and buy.
No, no, no,
it.
no,
That's
no,
not
no,
what it
no.
is.
We're just saying that it makes us feel good that you guys enjoy this as much as we do, because that's what this is supposed to be. All of it.
But that's again to show that we're not a one trick pony and just doing the ghost hunt aspect of it. You know, it's to show that we could come on here and connect with people that are like minded. That's what the expo. That's how the expo came about.
Yeah.
The expo was all about making an affordable event that everyone can meet those people on TV, and like-minded people can make friendships, and just a group of just sharing people that love the paranormal or into it, who wanted to meet these celebrities and other people.
Yeah.
Community. That's what all of this has been about. And I think again, proving that we can do interviews, proving that we can just come on here, the two of us, and just talk for an hour with you guys. It I think it shows that we're more than just, you know, a ghost hunting group. We are people, and we do want to connect with people that are interested in the paranormal community. But like I said, unfortunately, doing what we do, there are two sides of that coin, and the other side, ooh,
yeah. But we like the thing
down
about
and dirty, man.
the thing
Trust
about
me.
you say about coming on here and talking and stuff. We like getting other people's perspectives and opinions and ideas, because when you start sharing and you start talking about the differences, or you start talking about the experiences that you had, and then you talk to another person that's had an experience, and you start them, something that was scary can actually change and be comforting, because you're not alone, you're not the only one. Like I mean, honestly, if today I had the problem that I had growing up, I don't know if I'd have picked the wrong people to talk to or was guided in the wrong direction. I think I would be completely lost and really messed up.
Well, yes, the common denominator here is what I'm hearing is the paranormal savior for them and for you. I mean, it's what happened. Me forming New Jersey Paranormal has led to all of this. You're welcome. You are welcome. Okay? Take it easy. Don't get all emotional. You're welcome.
Oh, I thank you. Not.
I also found you during the pandemic, and you got me through my depression. Now I am hooked to watching your shows.
Thank you,
I'll tell you.
Cheryl.
I'll tell you what. It's a kick for me to hear Anna. Anna's the one I always think about, because I remember being in front of her. She said this to me. She's like, I tell my husband, you know, they might be on at 8:00. We got to get home. I got to get in my pajamas, and I got to, because they're usually on at 8:00 on this night or that night. And I was like, yeah, well, there isn't any plan, although there should be. And I admit it, because people, you know, we should have a plan of when we come on and make it, constant.
And we try to, but life does.
But like most cases, like just now, I went in there an hour ago, like, well, come on, we're doing a live. And Anna, there she is, right there. Anna was the one who said that to me, and I'm like, really? You could watch it on the replay thing.
No,
and she's like, no.
Nope. They
I
want to
tell
see
my
it as
husband,
it happens.
we got to be home, and I got to watch you guys. And I'm like, okay, no plan, keeps us on our toes.
Well, we love you guys. We love all of you. There's not one of you that we take for granted at all. We appreciate it. You guys sitting down and talking about this stuff isn't for us just to come on and just da 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 da, because it's a connection for us too. And yeah, John and I love this.
It's not about just, when it comes to the paranormal, I never wanted to come across as the smartest guy in the room. I know guys like that in this field, where they kind of talk down to you because they're so educated and they're parapsychology and they're, all this other stuff. And they really do talk down to everyone else who's in this field, who they don't feel is on their level. And I never, ever wanted to be that guy because I don't feel like that guy. I feel like I'm experienced, but I'm a student. I will always be a student of the paranormal and everything that's involved in it, religion, spirits, different beliefs, all that stuff. I will always be a student of that. And I'll have never learned everything that I want.
We don't have
learn.
any answers.
But
how can?
I'm never going to preach to you that I'm going to tell you my opinion and state it as my fact, but never the fact, because I don't know the facts, not all of them. I just know based on my experience and my beliefs, period. That's it.
But that's the whole idea, isn't it?
But that's it. I'm never going to be the guy who's just,
okay.
When
we're out and we're doing events and we're talking to people, or John's doing interviews or getting ready to do interviews, the one thing that always amazes me, and like his mind's always going, he actually exhausts me a lot because he never stops. And it's he'll be sitting down talking with someone, and all of a sudden the conversation goes into John has hit on something that a person has said, and he stops him. Oh, wait a minute. You just said something. I need to know more about that. I don't understand what you just said. What is that? Why do you do it? Where does it go? And it's just like, yeah, you should be. I'm telling you. And you give him a little nugget, and before you know it, it's this big thing that he's pulled all apart, and let's nosedive right into it and find out. I may not believe in it, but you got my curiosity piqued, and now I want to learn about it. That's what I love with working with John, because he's always changing it up. He's always thinking outside the box, and I'm not that person. I'm in the box kind of person. Unless I get very passionate about something. He knows this about me. I'm in the box. He gets so frustrated with me. We are so opposite. It's hysterical. But he does. He's always coming up with like, did you try this? Did you do this? Well, let's try this. Let's go here. Let's try that. How about we do this? Oh, I heard something about this. We were talking about this with this, and I think we need to try that, but we need to do it this way. You're always, and that's fascinating. You do make it interesting. I give you total 100% credit.
Caffeine.
It's caffeine.
Caffeine does that for you. Anyway, like I said, hopefully tomorrow we can find time to show you guys what it looks like outside of Liberty Hall and inside when people are in there, so we can get our pictures done and make sure, just give you an idea of what those events kind of look like. And if everybody's kind of open to it, maybe leave 5 minutes at the end or something to, just get a shot of everyone wrapping up. We're usually cleaning up all our stuff, though. Hard to do that too. But anyway, we'll try. We'll really try. If not, we'll come on here Sunday night and we'll wrap it all up and tell you how the event went. And hopefully
maybe there's enough time where you can go through and do a real quick tour.
I don't know if they will, but maybe some of you guys I see you guys saying you're going to be there. Some of you, maybe you'll come on with us and talk about the event Saturday night as well, and come on and share your experiences if you had any, and
that'd be
let
great.
Everybody else know how it went. Always thinking. Always.
Anyway,
good night, guys. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you Sunday night and maybe a little bit tomorrow night.
Stay safe, be well, be kind, and watch out for those scammers, people. Good night.